Oh, here we go. Dear Big Bear, it is I, Bonanza Bear. Listener since the... This is a really long one, but I can read it. I don't have any more. Dear Big Bear, it is I, Bonanza Bear, listener since the part of the problem Dave Smith days. This is my first letter, and I am happy that I waited to write to you. So much has happened since those days, and my worldview has shifted so dramatically, I feel like an entirely new man. And I know that your streams and the bear community overall have had a significant influence on the process. Thank you for that and all of the bears as well. That's for you guys. I'm writing to share a couple stories that the bears and yourself might find entertaining. First is a story from 2020. I'm a wedding DJ MC these days. A little more about me. I'm a 23.33 Rogans, U.S. Marine Corps vet, 4 years active duty in the Air Wing. I'm 45 and have long hair, a beard. I'm quote-unquote white, whatever the hell that means, by way of German, Irish, potato nigger descent. Shout out to Potato Nigga Bear. By the way, hilarious meme sharing on the gram. Anyway, people tell me I look like what we are told Jesus looks like. How dare you? It's my letter. Oh, nice, Bonanza Bear. Basically, the mestizos call me DJ Jesus. Rewind to September 2020. I'd already made it very clear that I was not going to cover my smiling face to DJ a gig. The owner of the company that I worked for was understanding and called all of the clients of the 20 or so upcoming weddings I had been booked on. This was in August 2020. So I was a little thrown off when I arrived at a gig in September 2020, which was on the grandparents' private land, and saw everyone in masks. I thought it was odd because I had been moved off of the crazy Corona wedding already, and all of the other weddings were partying like it was 2019. That's funny, partying like it's 2019. Especially the other weddings on private land. I went about my business and set up my gear. I was DJing the bride's sister's wedding 2 years ago, and they requested me again. So I figured they were just tolerating my smiling face because of our precious connection. No one asked me about a mask at all, even though everyone had one. The bride and groom wore them in their photos. That's insane. Hilarious, though. In fact, the bride yelled at her own father for his mask being below his nose right in front of me. By the end of the night, all the masks had come off with the exception of a few super old people who probably need oxygen. Suck on that irony, Alanis Morissette. Anywho, that's funny. The wedding was fun. They even gave me a tip. I packed up and left, and everything was fine. Almost a year later, I was telling the story to the owner of my DJ company. He starts to laugh. He told me that he never called that client to inform them of my no mask policy. We both had a huge laugh. He is pretty bear adjacent, no vaccine or mask for him. So this means these clients were likely too scared to ask me about a mask because they didn't want me to leave, which is hilarious on so many levels. If they really believed a deadly virus is a threat, why have a wedding? Seems more selfish to me, could it be? Another quick, yeah, exactly. They're so full of shit. Great story. Another quick story is from when I saved my own life at 5 years old from a car fire and my baby brother. It was me in the front seat of a Dodge Omni hatchback at 4 or 5. My father was driving and my baby brother at the time, he is in the middle of 3 brothers, in the back in a car seat. We were leaving McDonald's parking lot in Milford, Connecticut, allegedly the first McD's with a playland inside, when smoke began to pour out from under the hood. My dad lost his shit and began to panic. He got out of the car and told us to stay here because he was going to get help. What? When I tried talking, he at first began to yell at me. Then finally I was able to yell out, "Shouldn't we get out of the car, Dad?" To which he immediately replied, "Yes. Get out of the car. What's wrong with you?" Or so the story goes. About 5 minutes later, the entire car was in flames. I often share this story with people to highlight the fact that my life is mine. If it wasn't for me, I might not be here. So when I decline the mask or a certain experimental medical serum, I may actually have an idea of what is best for me. Great story. Anyway, BB, thought everyone would enjoy these tales. Onward, keep crushing. Oh, and by the way, it also shows the negative feedback of fear. His dad was fearful, and that's why he was making terrible decisions. Fear is always bad. It's never good. You have my ladle and smiling face, Bonanza Bear. P.S. Been to 2 meetups and hosted a small one myself on the 4th of July. Shout out to Camera Bear. Legendary family for hosting a Rhode Island meetup back in April 2021. Also, shout out to Green Thumb Bear and his legendary family for hosting the Downstate New York meetup earlier this month. So many great conversations and delicious food. We will survive the winter. I love it.